you're a lady, and we also have a female president right now. So, if you had a chance to sit with Mama Samia, what advice would you give her regarding the tourism industry that you are in?
First, is maybe to change our education policy. We get to learn about tourism and conservation
Okay.
when we're older. My first time to be in a national park was when I was 21 years old. And I think the reason why I was lucky to go to a national park that time, it's because I was an intern at the Tanzania National Parks. So we were sent there to do some work. So what I'm trying to say is tourism and conservation has a lot of opportunities for young people.
Okay.
But then we get to learn it while we're older. Like, you are today's year old to know that Ngorongoro is not a national park.
Yeah.
So as much as we have math, we have science, we have technology and all that, I would love tourism to be a subject, tourism and conservation, to be taught in school from an early stage. I think it's going to change a lot, because if you even go through people who are investing in tourism right now, you will find most of them are foreigners, or foreigners who have partnerships with locals who are investing in tourism in Tanzania. So me and you don't even know the opportunities that are in tourism, especially investment opportunities.
Okay.
And I believe it's time that Tanzanians take the center stage when it comes to matters concerning their own country, especially in a field like tourism and conservation. So I would advise Madam President to try to push if we can have tourism and conservation as a subject to students at an early stage.
Tanzania is a very big country in Africa generally, but you'll be surprised when you go abroad. I can say more than 70% of the people, they don't know what Tanzania is. Whenever you say, I'm from Tanzania, nobody understands. People are more likely to understand when you tell them you're from Zanzibar, or when you mention Kilimanjaro, than when you say you're from Tanzania. Yeah, so what do you think should be done to change that narrative for Tanzania to get more tourists?
I think this should start at an individual level. Everybody should be, if you are a Tanzanian passport holder or you are a Tanzanian, you should be the number one ambassador of advertising or saying good things about your country or telling people about your country. You will be shocked when I tell you, there's a journalist I met last year.
Yeah.
She's from Zimbabwe. Hapo tu chini bondeni. But she was arguing with me that Mount Kilimanjaro is in Kenya and not Tanzania. And mind you, this person is a journalist. So you could imagine. I think we've been lagging behind for so long. Now we're coming up. There are influencers, people who speak about Tanzania. I love Bongozozo, the way he goes around and say Tanzania here, Tanzania there. And we need more people like that, not leave it to the government itself. They come up with the Tanzania Tourist Board is doing a very great job coming up with Tanzania Unforgettable. Everybody has their own tagline. And I think this is what we should carry. Wherever you go, you tell them, we create unforgettable moments.
Yeah.
So I think everyone should tell everyone about Tanzania. I'm sure if we do that, the next generation of Europeans, Americans are going to know what Tanzania is. And Mount Kilimanjaro is in Tanzania.
Yeah, that's great. And do you have any upcoming project or initiative to promote Tanzania that's coming?
not coming, but I've already started. I was in a conference in Botswana, and I did a presentation to promote the attractions that are found in Tanzania, especially the ones in the south of Tanzania that are not well spoken of. So I aim to go to more conferences and mostly speak about Tanzania.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, in that conference, I even made a statement, which I told, well, it was for the Jiranis, but I said, you can see Mount Kilimanjaro in other parts of Africa, but you can only climb it in Tanzania. So it's to tell the world what we have and claiming back what people took from us.
It's actually funny that a lot of people believe that Mount Kilimanjaro is in Kenya, and actually Kenyans always claim that Mount Kilimanjaro is theirs. Yeah, is it possible to climb Mount Kilimanjaro from Kenya?
It's not possible.
So you must come to Tanzania to climb Mount
Must come to
Kilimanjaro.
Tanzania.
Yeah.
I usually say, like, we have the view, they have the mountain. But me, I say we have both. You can only see Mount Kilimanjaro in Kenya in only one part. But I'm telling you, you can see it all over. Like when you're in Kilimanjaro area, up to Arusha, you can see Mount Kilimanjaro. So you can see it in actually different angles. So if you go to Kenya, yes, you can see it, but in just one angle, right? But if you come to Tanzania, you can actually climb it. You can actually see it in different angles. If you don't want to climb it, you can drink it. We have beer, Kilimanjaro, water. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good advice. Or if you can't climb Mount Kilimanjaro, at least, yeah, you should drink it.
They should sponsor this podcast. Why am I even mentioning them?
Yeah. And one advice is, if you want the best view for Mount Kilimanjaro, you need to go to a place in Moshi called Nyange Farms. You know, I've actually gone to Nyange Farms. They have very beautiful tents where from your bedroom, just imagine waking up in the morning and seeing the view of Mount Kilimanjaro.
Amazing.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are used to seeing Mount Kilimanjaro on pictures or on video, but not live. But when you see it live, yeah, it's a whole different experience. That mountain is very beautiful.
It's majestic.
We actually want to do the highest podcast in Tanzania, which we're gonna do it on the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro. I don't know how long can we survive doing the podcast, maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes. But anyways, when we say we're gonna do something, we will do it.
Yeah.
If you want to see MOD podcast on top of Mount Kilimanjaro, just and give this video 500 likes.
Oh yeah.
If we reach 500 likes, I'll just contact Young Adventures and we'll climb Mount Kilimanjaro and we're gonna do a podcast on top of Mount Kilimanjaro. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. So I know we have talked a lot of things already. So my question is, what else do you want to share to the youth who are watching right now? Because most of the people who are watching are from the age of 21 to 35. So what advice or anything that I didn't ask you that you have to share before you leave?
Katika safari ya kujipata, you will do a lot. You will do a lot, and there are things that they're not meant for you. And pray to God that those things that you are not meant to do, you discover them early, because time is not waiting. And when you discover them, you go to the next thing, you try it, and you see if it works. And inshallah, if it works, stick to it. Put your hard work to it. Hard work pays. Get to meet people who are doing similar things. You will get to learn from them. Be humble. And always ask God to make you humble. Or try to be humble. Because even the Bible says, if you don't humble yourself, God will humble you. And you don't want that to happen to you. Because that's going to be like maybe the end of your career. Yeah.
And just to add into that, I would like to say that whenever you are doing or whatever you're doing today is just a stepping stone to your next big gig. You'll never reach your next project if you're doing nothing right now. Yeah, so instead of staying idle and not doing anything, just try different kind of stuffs. You never know where it's going to take you. Anyways, with that being said, if you liked this podcast, just comment down below what you loved about Magreth, and if you want Magreth to come for a part 2, also just comment her name down below, Magreth. With that being said, I'll see you on the next episode, and thank you, Magreth, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and thank you for watching and staying all the way to the end. See you on the next episode.